You know it'd be interesting? Let's watch a couple LilKirbs videos. These things are nuts. We can get a couple of these.
The beat and has insane jumps, and it's one that my mom challenged me to beat. So nobody was able to beat this level, even though it's only 10 seconds long. That's because every single jump is incredibly precise. On average, there's about a 1 in 3 chance I make any particular hard jump, and there's 7 hard jumps in total. And it took me over 1,500 attempts to get them all in one go. For instance, this first jump here requires me to jump off the Goomba midair and fit through some tight spaces, and I barely avoid this saw. Now, I have to perfectly time my twirl to jump off the beetle, weave through the spikes and saws, and then land on this block. And I have to ground pound cancel at the exact moment I line up with this wall so I don't hit the enemy. Then I squeeze in between the saws and set up for the hardest part where I jump through all the spikes and touch the flagpole, even though Mario's nose touched the spikes. Alright, my mom said I was a loser if I couldn't beat this next level, but she was wrong because I beat the level and I'm still a loser. In the beginning, I take this shell so I can launch it up with a spring to collect the red coin, and the shell is launched toward me so I can kick it and bounce off of it. Then I somehow jump off the spring midair, and I get boosted by the wall of springs over the enemies. Here, I drop this shell at the perfect time to kick as I wall jump, and now with this clever setup, I get shoved into lining up a shell jump so I can set up this tight trick where I gain a ton of momentum from the POW block so I can catch up to the shell that I throw and bounce off it off screen.
What? How long did it take you to find that out?
I can enter the key door that leads to the flagpole and then complete the level. I'm still a loser. So whenever I achieve something like beating hard levels, I like to celebrate by putting something up on my wall that symbolizes my achievement. Probably the thing that stood out the most in the first level were these rocks in the background. So I put a rock on my wall.
Nice. Put them rocks on the wall.
In this video, I'll beat 2 levels. This one that's the most played level of all time, and I used ridiculous shortcuts and had to do mid-air tricks off screen to get the world record time, and then I'll be the short and insane level after that. So at the start, I jump off the thwomps and weave through the spikes as tightly as possible, and I jump across the blocks over the poison and hit the on-off switches. Now here, I precisely line Mario up to land in the left side of this claw so I can instantly jump to the next claw. Usually you'd have to swing from left to right to build up enough speed, which takes more time to set up, and then I activate the on-off switch and enter the pipe. This next section is a vertical auto-scroller, and it doesn't really matter how fast you go for the first part of it. But once you get to a certain point, you're able to move faster than the screen can scroll, which allows for the most time save in the entire level. So I'm able to slow down because the bonsai bills have to be far enough to the right so I can make this jump and get around the spike. Now before I show this next part, I'll really quickly explain what I do off screen using the editor view of the level. I have to jump through these claws, swing from right to left in this claw to get enough speed to make it up here. Then I hit the on-off switch which opens the path but also releases these moles that I have to dodge. And I enter the pipe. I had to memorize where all the obstacles were while also moving as fast as possible. And here I actually jump off the mole mid-air so I can enter the pipe before the pipe even shows up on the screen. And after going through the pipe, there's a boss fight with Boom Boom that usually takes a long time for most players. But by perfectly timing my jumps, I can manipulate where Boom Boom will jump to so I'm as close to the key door as possible to enter it faster. And with one last jump, I touch the gold tape and finish the most popular level with the world record time. In total, I saved 3/10 of a second over the previous record, which is quite a bit for a highly contested record. Anyway, this next level is very fast paced, so I'll slow it down to explain what's going on. In the beginning, I throw the POW to jump off the spike ball, land on Yoshi and eat and spit the spike ball to give me a shell, spit the shell at the perfect time to bounce off midair with Yoshi, eat the spring to launch the dry shell so I can land in it midair for an extra jump, shell jump and drop down Yoshi to land on midair, throw the shell into the spring and destroy the spike ball to give me a key, and I perform a very precise throw so the note block bounces up and I can enter the key door within a split second.
You have to go into the editor, right? So he has to hold on to that. No. Okay, so yeah, that shell.
And after getting through all those obstacles, there's still one more precise jump where I have to bounce off the spike ball midair, and I reach the goal and complete the level. So whenever I achieve something like getting the world record time on the most popular level, I like to celebrate by putting something up on my wall that symbolizes my achievement. I actually spent my entire life playing this level 30 million times to get the record. And now that it's over, I put my gravestone on my wall.
I put my gravestone up. There's no way he did it. We'll watch one more.
In this video, I'll beat 2 levels. This one where only 3 people could beat this level that was played a collective 630,000 times. And this one with non-stop tricks using a bunch of power-ups in creative ways.
I feel stupid now for
So
even
this level
believing
had
that
one of the
30 minutes.
lowest clear rates in the entire game, which is strange because this level looks very easy and is kind of boring with not much going on. So the reason this clear rate is so low is because the timer on this level is absurdly tight, and all of my movement so far has been close to perfect. For example, I have to perform these wall jumps the exact moment I touch the wall, and if I'm precise enough, I can tightly get around this corner to save a fraction of a second, which is necessary to beat the clock. And coming up,
Makes
there's
sense.
another tight jump here where I precisely wall jump and avoid this corner and quickly enter the pipe. This next section just has some more precise wall jumps, so speed this part up a bit. But after that, the creator of the level had to include a very hard trick for the end that a lot of people don't even know how to do. I have to throw this shell at the slope at the right time so it lines up with me for a midair jump here, and I get a triple jump from the small platforms and reach the door. This final part is to make
Nice.
sure you saved enough time throughout the level with perfect movement, and if you made any mistakes, you find out just before touching the flagpole. But after saving enough time, I reached the end before the clock ran out and became the 4th person to beat the level. Anyway,
That's
this next level looks a
crazy.
lot crazier with non-stop tricks. So this
4th
level is
person to
based
ever
around
beat the
switching
level.
between
That's insane.
power-ups to make it past the enemies and obstacles. Like here, I take the fire flower and get rid of the piranha plants, and then use the squirrel power-up to fly up to the platform. Now, I also have to be careful not to take damage so I don't lose the clear condition. In this part, activating the switch drops down a squirrel power-up so I can fly under the saw, and I stall until this bonsai bill leaves so I can fly over to the next section. Coming up, I'll be able to ride this Yoshi, which allows me to flutter midair and eat items. So I eat the squirrel power-up, spit it and clear out the enemies with the fire flower, and I glide in the air until this Bob-omb activates the switch so I can land on the switch blocks. And here, I precisely line up
wild.
Mario in between the piranha plants, and I fly up and activate
much
this
planning
thwomp
does
that'll
this
drop
stuff
down a
take? This
fire
isn't a
flower for me
short
to
level.
take, and it allows me to get rid of some piranha plants. Now for this next part, I fire at 2 more piranha plants, and I take this spiny shell to throw at the switches and wears a helmet to destroy the muncher enemy. And with one last jump, I tried hitting the flagpole but got blocked by this muncher, which was great because it's about the journey, not the destination or whatever, but luckily it only took 700 hours to get to the end again and beat the level.
That's funny.
Anyway, usually whenever I beat something, I like to celebrate
Only
by
700
putting
more
something up
tries.
on my wall that symbolizes my
That drive me
achievement. A while
insane.
ago, I mentioned how we were kind of close to beating this channel called Baby Time in subscribers, and people have been telling me that we've since beat them. So to commemorate the achievement, I put Baby Time on my wall.
Nice. Alright, guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Thanks for checking out the video. Don't forget to slap that subscribe button, like that like button, and leave a gnarly comment down below that I will read as soon as I can. Give you guys comments, leave feedback, let me know what I can and can't do, and make some better content. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming out.